So butter is very important to me. I love the feeling of it. I love making dough. I love how it's like, squished between your finger when you mix it with flour. What personally I love about butter is when I rub it all over my face before I go to bed, so when in the morning I have a nice shiny beard. Today I decided to do like kind of a classic French brioche, very traditional, using a lot of butter. The base of the brioche is flour, sugar and salt, and then we're gonna add the butter. One thing that's very important when you do pastry is like make sure you do not have the salt or the sugar touch your eggs before you are ready to mix it together, because like salt is a curing agent, so it will actually cook your eggs and you'll end up with hard-boiled eggs. I'm gonna add my eggs to that. Same idea with the yeast, you do not want it to touch the salt or the sugar because it will kill the application. So the word brioche comes from the word broyer, which like broyer in French means like kneading and mixing everything together. All right, so now the dough is ready. We're gonna let it rest like that for maybe half an hour. One of the things I love about butter, it brings me back to my childhood. One of the reasons I'm a chef is because my mom was a fantastic cook. She used it in all of her applications. What makes the difference when it comes to flavor is really where the butter comes from. The main butter you will find in North America is going to be 80% fat content to 15% water. When you go to Europe, you're going to find a butter that's 85%. It's definitely richer. The way you get it like that, it's by churning it longer, so you evaporate more water. Most of the large butter suppliers, they find a way to make it taste pretty much the same all the time, but if you go into like more of a local little farmer, in the summer the cow are going to eat grass, in the winter they're going to eat hay, the flavor of the milk is going to be completely different. I'm a very strong supporter of like local farmer. It's very important, use what's around you and use local product and then the best one. I don't think there is such a thing as using too much butter, definitely not. I think it tastes good on everything from, a ganache to just anything. The question should be, what don't I use butter in? I think it'll be easier to answer that question. One thing to be careful with butter, little detail, but like it does pick up powder. Wrap it in parchment paper actually. Like parchment paper kind of like create this barrier between everything, and then saran wrap. Something like 1 tablespoon or 1 teaspoon is 100 calories. Using butter versus margarine, it's kind of like using wine versus water. Why would you use crap? Margarine is hydrogenized oil, so it's really kind of like a byproduct. It's actually mandatory to have a French accent to use butter. If not, you cannot.